I need your help. Stay tuned. Stick around. Hello, sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends out there. I hope that you are having a great, Wednesday? Already Wednesday, already the middle of the week, and I'm ready for it to be Friday, frankly. I'm ready to wrap this one up. Actually, had a bunch of family stuff going on last weekend, another weekend of family stuff going on this weekend. So just a lot going on. But if you're new here, I'm Dustin. Please hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, the likes, all the things. We talk about a lot of sports card, collectibles, comic books, wrap in some personal finance. Going to be ramping that up. Personal Finance Friday will be back on this weekend, guys, and I will be kicking that up a notch. So definitely stay tuned for that as well. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. So I was thinking about something to do a little bit different. I haven't done a video quite like this before. And so what I wanted to do is I am looking at a variety of cards right now, of collectibles. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run by you kind of the stuff that I am looking at and why I'm looking at it. And what I would like for you to do is you can essentially vote in the comments section for which one you think that I should pick up. And the one that gets the most votes, that gets the most talk, that you guys think would be kind of the best one, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it over the next 30 days. So I picked some price points in between the $250 and $500 range. And it's a variety of stuff. There's a baseball card in here. There's football cards. There's basketball cards. And one special edition at the very end of the video. So stick around for that one. All right, I'm going to be using the Card Ladder and Market Movers data tools to show kind of the pictures, show you some of the pop reports and so forth. If you want to give those a shot, I do have affiliate links in my video description. Let's go ahead and get started with card number one, Luka Doncic, Blue Velocity rookie card, Optic Blue Velocity 2018 in a PSA 9. Currently, this one sits with a population of 458. The price has come down on this one a little bit, down to about $450 to $500 is where it sits. It has been up in kind of that $700, $800 range, maybe slightly higher, especially if we go back to February. I just really like the aesthetics of this card. I love the look of it. It's the same reason why I like the Luka Blue Prism rookie card. That's one of my all-time favorite cards. It's just the blue with the blue jersey, kind of that color match. And this Blue Velocity Optic rookie card is a beautiful card. I almost bought one in Dallas for $500. I walked away from the table. I came back 45 minutes later and it was no longer available. So although the population is only 458, they are out there. You can find them on eBay. So it's not as if, this is extremely rare. I will have another chance at it. It's just a matter of kind of the price point, where it sits, and if it makes the most sense. So that's the first one that I've been targeting. I've talked about it on my channel as well on some of the live streams. I just love that card. So let me know your thoughts on that one. And then also, if there's an alternative card for Luka that's in that same price range that you like better, let me know that too, guys. I want to learn from you all in the comments. I've learned a ton from viewership over the last 15 months of starting this channel, and today I'm going to be doing some learning. So let me know maybe if you like this one or any alternatives for any of these cards. I'd like to hear it. All right, next up, we're going to switch over to football. 1998 Bowman Chrome Peyton Manning. This is number one, the rookie card. Now, this one, the price can fluctuate because this is BGS 9.5. So depending on the subgrades, you could have pricing all over the place on this one. And this pricing is kind of, it looks to me like the assumption is based on there being 1 9 in there, meaning that if you have quad 9.5s, this card is probably more than $500. But this one is showing kind of 1 9 in that subgrade. Population 666 for BGS 9.5s. And that price point is right at about $500. Back in February, during kind of the big bump, it was about $1,000. $900 to $1,000. But again, these cards are going to vary greatly depending on, that subgrade. The pricing could really vary quite a bit. I was thinking, I don't own any Peyton Manning rookie cards. I like the Bowman Chrome rookie card especially, and just thought this one would be a really cool one to own. I think Peyton Manning is kind of kind of a forgotten guy, just with Tom Brady kind of doing his greatness stuff lately. And Peyton Manning is always going to be one of the greatest QBs of all time. So I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time to add a Peyton Manning rookie card. Let me know what you guys think. All right, next one is an interesting one. And again, I'm going to show off a new feature that Card Ladder has here that is very helpful, and it helps you to understand kind of why stuff is priced the way that it is. It's one variable in that mix. But let's take a look at this 2020 Joe Burrow Prism PSA 10. It's a base Prism. Frankly, I just like the look of this card. I understand that they printed a lot more Prism football in 2020 than they have in previous years, but I really like the design. I don't own any Joe Burrow cards at all, and I'd like to add a rookie card. So this one, the population April 29th, so about 6 weeks ago, was 587 for this card. And at that time, the card was priced at about $700. Now, that was also kind of right after Prism had come out and so forth, or closer to when it had come out. So still kind of, hot product. And so part of that is baked into that price. Now the Pop Report, 6 weeks later, guys, this is important to pay attention to for new product. Now it's 962. It is almost double what it was 6 weeks ago. That shows you how many Burrow PSA, Burrow Prisms are sitting at PSA or were sitting at PSA over the last 6 weeks. That's not including the 9s and everything else that come through the 8s. But it shows you how quickly that population report can move up. So I think that's really important when you're looking at a price point, for anybody, any new rookie, because the more supply, this is a supply and demand thing, the more supply that's available, typically that's going to have an adverse effect on the price unless you've just got massive demand to kind of eat that up. But look, that's just kind of a reality. So now you've got 962 of these, with more probably coming out each week, and the price is at $426. So I do want to have a Joe Burrow rookie card. I love how this Prism looks. And I'm definitely for buying one over the next 30 days, but I do think that as that population rises, there's a chance that price comes down off of $425. But again, I like Joe Burrow. I feel like he's kind of being slept on a little bit. I know that sounds weird because of all the Justin Herbert talk. There's Jalen Hurts everyone likes. There's Kyler Murray everybody loves. And Joe Burrow, partly because of his injury. I mean, leading up to his injury, he was having an excellent season right before he got injured. So, the Bengals, I've got friends that are Bengals fans. They've kind of talked me up on how the Bengals have improved their offensive line. Are they going to win that division next year? Probably not, but can Joe Burrow be a bright spot, especially with them adding some offensive weapons and maybe getting a line that's healthy? Yeah, they could be pretty good on offense. So just an interesting card. I want to watch that. To give you kind of a contrast, a comparison, the 2018 Baker Mayfield PSA 10 rookie card only has 867 and is right at about the same price, $425 to $450 right now. So that gives you an idea. That Burrow card has been out for how long compared to Baker Mayfield's rookie card that's been out for almost 3 years. And there's more Burrow PSA 10s than there are Baker Mayfield PSA 10s, and they're about the same price. Just an interesting contrast comparison between two young players in the league. We'll have to see how that shakes out. But let me know, guys. Let me know. All right, we're mixing it up a little bit. I'm throwing curveballs. All right, 1990 Marvel Punisher PSA 10. And some of you probably say I don't really like these. For me, these are cards that I collected as a kid. There's a nostalgia factor for me here. Over the last year, I have wanted to add a PSA 10 of some of these cards. I really like the Hulk, I like the Wolverine, and I like the Punisher card. I like the Daredevil card because I remember as a kid, these cards were widely produced, but they were not taken care of. And to find high grades of these cards, not very easy. There's been a lot of videos on this. Neo put out a video on this, a few videos on this, a few months back, just kind of showing that condition-wise, these are not easy to get 10s on between centering and corners and everything else. They've got that white border, which can be tricky. So there's population 12 right now for this Punisher card, and I would be open to Punisher, Wolverine. There's a few different ones that I'm looking at from this set. It's not a huge priority for me. It's just kind of a PC long-term hold that I would like to have. These went way up in price. Believe it or not, there was a sale in February at $3,300. In February for one of these. It's now at about $400. Now, granted, The population is 12 right now. How many are sitting at PSA? Is there 10,000? Is there 20? We don't really know that, but that's an important factor to know. So am I rushing out to buy it at $400? No, but being that there's only 12, there's not going to be loads of opportunities to get one. So that's just an interesting card. And I just wanted to use that as an example of Marvel PSA 10s, kind of keeping track of that trend. And if that could be a possibility, we'll see. Next, Donovan Mitchell, and I'm going back to Blue Velocity 2017 PSA 10. So this is interesting because we had talked about the Luka Doncic Blue Velocity in a PSA 9. The Donovan Mitchell PSA 10 is actually less than the Luka PSA 9. It's a $350 to $400 card right now. A year ago, this Mitchell Blue Velocity 10 was a $175 to $200 card. So it's double what it was a year ago. But still, if you kind of like the upside of Donovan Mitchell, if they are able to kind of move through these playoffs, and if the Jazz can finally break out, they're the number one seed, can they make it happen and knock off the Clippers? It's huge. It's crunch time, and this is where legends are made. It's the playoffs. You know, which one of these young guys is going to step up, break through, and win a championship, or is it going to be one of these wily veterans of Kawhi Leonard that gets back in and gets another ring? It's going to be fun to watch. Population on this card, though, this Donovan Mitchell Blue Velocity PSA 10, 178. There's just not that many of them out there. 178. How many are sitting at PSA? I guess that's the question that we have to see, and how does that affect prices? But an interesting card nonetheless. All right, moving over to baseball, and I've been talking about vintage baseball on this channel here recently. 62 Topps Mickey Mantle and a PSA 4. I found this on Card Ladder, and I just want to use it as an example of kind of a vintage card. Obviously, it's what, a 11 year card of Mickey Mantle, but it is Mickey Mantle. It's one of the legendary Yankees. It is a graded copy, so it's been authenticated by PSA. Population is 959 in a PSA 4, and it's right in that $400 range is where it sits. I like kind of that wood border. It reminds me of like 87 Topps baseball, the Mark McGuire a little bit. I just like it. I'm sure that's probably not an easy grade at all. Any of those sets going back to the 60s, 50s, 60s. But still, I think if you were, as I'm trying to get into vintage baseball a little bit, a vintage Mickey Mantle might not be, a bad place for me to start. So I'm looking at all those options. All right, guys, and we are going to throw another curveball, different type of collectible, but I want to hear your thoughts on this, whether you are into graded comic books or not. I've been looking at X-Men #2 from 1963. It is the first appearance of the Vanisher, which it is not a, big Marvel character yet. Anyway, we don't know if that changes. But for me, this is just the history of owning the second issue of the original X-Men series. I mean, it's just the history behind it. It's got the old school, the X-Men, cover. I like that Professor X is on it. It's just a cool cover to me. And iconic is so overly used, but X-Men as a franchise to me is iconic. And I think it's going to be popular decades and decades down the road. The original comic books interest me a lot for their historical value. Those early 60s kind of Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Marvel books, they just do something for me. They're great. Even though I wasn't a kid collecting those, thanks Dad for not keeping any of that stuff. I'm totally fine with it. But in all seriousness, I just like the history. The same thing with some of those vintage cards going back to the 40s, 50s, 60s. The Silver Age, Golden Age comic books really speak to me. So this book has 2,100 total that have ever been graded by CGC, 1,800 blue labels, which means that the other 300 were either signatures or they were restored. So they've got purple labels. But so there's only 1,800 blue labels. And out of that, you've got 62 that are in a CGC 2.0. So 2.0, obviously a low grade. But again, it's just a matter of being able to own a copy of this. It's kind of like when you look at iconic sports cards, when you're looking at an important card, a lot of times you're not really concerned if it's a PSA 9 or 10. If it's a PSA 1, but it's a Babe Ruth or it's a Lou Gehrig or whatever it is, it's something important, a Ty Cobb, you're less worried about the grade and more focused about just owning an authentic gigantic card. So let me know what you think about this book, this comic book for my crossover comic book people. This one sold. There was a copy that sold for $501, so it does almost fits into the $250 to $500 mark that we had set. Let me know what you would buy differently. If there's other things in that price range that you like, I want a lot of different stuff. There is plenty of inventory out there for what I'm looking for, and I like to get viewer feedback to kind of learn, your mindset behind why you would or would not buy it, what you would buy instead. That's very helpful information for me. So I appreciate any feedback that you have for me. And again, the one that gets kind of the most attention in the comments as being the most popular, that's kind of the vote in the comment section. I will look to purchase that in the next 30 days. So thank you all for your help. And like I said, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. We come out with new videos just about every day, all collectibles, personal finance, all the good stuff, guys. So thank you very much. I will talk to you again later.